I'm Mike. I'm very much a child of the 80s. In a previous video that I did about the Reissue Reebok TZ, or Twilight Zone as I know them as, I mentioned this. I want that one. What was a shoe that had the groove cut out in it? Graphlite, I think it was called. The Reebok Graphlite. It was a shoe, not a boot. And it had quite a lot missing here. It looked like a carbon fibre. Reebok, if you're watching, release those bad boys because we want them. Well, it turns out that in 2003, unbeknown to me, Reebok already had reissued the Graphlite trainer. And they did it again in 2014. Again, I wasn't aware of this. As I've said before, I'm not really a sneakerhead. I just see things that I like, or they see things that my friends had or something like that. And I think, yeah, I'll have those. So imagine my surprise when I was walking through a village just up the road from me with my family, and I found these in the window of a charity shop. Now, I knew straight away that they were the reissue version because of the QR code on the inside of the tongue. And it turns out that the person who'd done the pricing for said shoes in the charity shop obviously knew they were a little bit special because they weren't the usual £10–15 pair of shoes that you would expect. Nevertheless, I got them for what I thought was a good price. They'd clearly had very little use. They were a bit muddy when I got them. They had been used, it looks like on grass or something like that. And the reason I say that is because the soles are in exceptional condition. I'm not sure if the camera could pick that up, but as you can see, there's very, very little wear. Even on the heel where you'd expect the pattern to have disappeared, it hasn't. So they've had very little use. Now, I give them a bit of a clean because it was just the sort of stuff that a baby wipe would bring off. I've took the laces out and cleaned those, and I've took the liner out and cleaned those. I'm in the process of every now and then scratching the heels a little bit to get the fluffy sock bits off. If anyone knows a better way of getting it off, then please drop it in the comments, and I'll use that because my nails are wearing out at a rapid rate. As I say, I washed it up a little bit and they came up really nice. Now, one thing I did think about was when I had a pair back in 92, I think it was, I was pretty sure that the front part of these was suede. And the reason I think that was because when I was a kid, we had PE at school, and you had an indoor session one week and an outdoor session the next week. And I remember, for some unknown reason, the teacher made us all go out and play football on the grass, and it was meant to be an indoor session. Now, you weren't allowed your outdoor shoes indoor, but no one cared about taking your indoor shoes outdoor. So I'd taken these babies with me, and he made me play football in them outside, which, as you can imagine, made a bit of a mess of the front, which my mum was not happy about. So I'm pretty sure the originals were suede at the front. Now, I went online, had a look, and it turns out that they were. I found some images of an original pair, and as you can see, there's a few differences. The tongue pump is slightly different to this one. The nose cone here is indeed suede, and the Graphlite section here can only be described as fake on these ones. These are the 2014 ones. I'm aware that they came out in 2003 as well. But these are just plastic. They're very flexible, and I tend to remember on mine they were starting to fray a little bit here, and you could see like the little sort of strands of glass fibre or carbon fibre, whatever it was originally on the original Graphlite. And yeah, these are just a printed section, but nevertheless I think they've done a really nice job of them. Now, these ones have discoloured slightly. Again, I've got a light behind this camera which is brightening things up a little bit, but these sections here, the nylon sections, have discoloured slightly. They've gone a little bit yellow. Again, if anyone's got any tips as to how to clean those up and bring them a little bit brighter again, I'd appreciate that. I did think of a little bit of peroxide on a sunny day, but I don't know if that would damage the nylon or not. I've done it on like mag wheels on BMXs and things that have gone a bit of a discolour, and they always come up really nice, but these aren't mag wheels, these are nylon trainers. And one thing I've also noticed about these is that I'm pretty sure that on my original pair it wasn't just the tongue that inflated. I'm pretty sure that the outside of the shoe had like a bladder inside it, and it pumped the inside up around here rather than on the tongue. Again, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that mine inflated around the outside. Again, I had them about 92, 93, I would say. And I bought them because I saw them in a local sport shop. We used to have quite a lot of sport shops in our town at the time, but we don't now. And it was a really iconic sport shop, and it had like on the sign at the front, it had a man sticking out with some sort of pole. It looked amazing, and it was one of those shops that just really went all out. And it had these in a cylinder. I'm not going mad. Please tell me if I'm going mad, or just, or in fact, please tell me, I remember that, or I've got one even better. But the stud alone where all the trainers were, and there was like a stand, an A-frame type stand with a cylinder, a big tube in it, and these were inside. They would turn around like that so you could see them, and they looked amazing. They stood alone in the shop, obviously, and I said, Mum, I've got to have those. And I think they were quite expensive, about £120 at the time, but as I say, you were talking 92, 93, so that was quite a lot of money then. And I was lucky enough to get a pair, and as with all my trainers when I was a kid, I wore them till they fell off my feet. But yeah, I'm really pleased that I found these. I've been looking for a while for a pair of them. They did have POGs. Again, as with my other set of trainers, these are slightly too small for me, but I can get them on. Not that I'm intending on doing so. I think they've survived so well up to this point, and I was just so lucky to be walking past that charity shop at that particular time. As I say, they weren't a £10–15 pair of shoes, and sadly they don't come with the box. Although I have got a box I can just put them in to keep them fresh. But yeah, I'm really pleased that I picked these up, and I think they have done quite a nice job of them. And bear in mind that it was quite a while ago now. What was it, 10 years ago? Let's have another pair, Reebok. If you're listening, let's have another pair. They are really nice. You've done a pretty good job of them. Let's get them out again so I can buy 2 pairs and at least wear 1 pair. That'd be nice. So yeah, just thought I'd share those with you guys. Say there are bargains still to be found in charity shops now and then. Quite why somebody would give these away, who knows? But they did, and I'm thankful that they did. So if it was you and you give these away and you're in the northeast, thank you very much. They've gone to a very good home, and I will treasure them always. That's it for now, guys. As I say, if you've got any comments you can make, particularly about just refreshing these up a little bit, particularly those nose caps, I'd appreciate that. But that's all for now. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye for now.
Born in 87, a product of 80s love. And though I had 3 years, I always felt like it wasn't enough. Not old enough to digest the Queen and Moni love. So I'm backtracking, searching for advice on how it's done. Remembering the days when street play was safe, when a moms could discipline a son with just a look on her face, and parents put a time limit on the Sega you played.